Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Beatles Forever, the Beatles on this date. Let's see what the Beatles were up to on the date of August 24th. First up, filming, recording, one hand clapping, mixing Junior's Farm, Sally G by Wings. This happened on a Saturday, the 24th of August, 1974. It was at EMI Studios, number 2, producer Paul McCartney, engineer Jeff Emerick. Wings began work on the One Hand Clapping project on the 24th of August in 1974. Paul McCartney wanted to rehearse a number of new songs by Wings before they went on the road and decided to have their rehearsals filmed. He enlisted photographer David Litchfield to direct and booked a week at Abbey Road with Jeff Emerick recording the audio. On the first day, Litchfield set up 3 cameras on the studio floor and McCartney ran through several songs. He began by performing Sally G on the acoustic guitar before playing 1985 at the piano. He then performed versions of Blackbird, Blackpool, Country Dreamer, 20 Flight Rock, Peggy Sue, and I'm Gonna Love You Too. The recordings were for Emerick to get the sound right and for Litchfield's crew to be positioned correctly. With that complete, McCartney and Emerick mixed Junior's Farm in 7 attempts and Sally G in 3. The next story, Day Off in Los Angeles. This happened on a Wednesday, the 24th of August in 1966. Immediately after their second concert at New York Shea Stadium, the Beatles flew to Los Angeles. They arrived in the early hours of this morning. There were no concerts scheduled for this day, and it was a rest day for the group to recuperate before continuing their final tour in Seattle. They stayed at 7655 Curzon Terrace in Beverly Hills, which Brian Epstein had rented for this brief stay. The Beatles were visited by their former press officer, Derek Taylor, as well as members of the Byrds and the Mamas and the Papas. Derek Taylor said in an anthology, "I left the Beatles in December 1964 and had gone to live in Hollywood for 3 years. Things had got very successful, which means I took on too much. The Byrds, Beach Boys, Van Dyke, Parks, Mamas and Papas, and Chad and Jeremy, the intelligent side of U.S. pop, and so I dropped out because it was all too much." In the evening, Capitol Records president Alan Livingstone threw a party for the Beatles, which was attended by well-known show business personalities, including Edward G. Robinson, Jack Benny, James Stewart, and Groucho Marx. Then we have A Day Off in Bel Air, Los Angeles. This happened in 1964 on a Monday, the 24th of August. Without a concert schedule for this day, the Beatles rested at their rented house at 356 St. Pierre Road, Bel Air, Los Angeles. Although their location was known by many fans, John Lennon, Neil Aspinall, and Derek Taylor managed to leave the house for a few hours, but their impromptu outing came to an end when Lennon was recognized. In the afternoon, they attended a party at the Bel Air home of Alan Livingston, president of Capitol Records. Tickets for the party held in the aid of Hemophilia Foundation of Southern California cost $25 tickets, and the event raised $10,000. Lastly, in the U.S. single release of Matchbox. This happened on a Monday, the 24th of August, 1964. Ringo Starr gained his first lead vocal on a Beatles single with the U.S. release of their version of Carl Perkins' Matchbox. The group had been performing the song since 1961, with Pete Best originally taking lead vocals. John Lennon briefly sang it in 1962, and Ringo took over after joining in August of 1962. The single, released as Capital 5255, reached number 17 on the Billboard Singles Chart. Its B-side was Slow Down, originally a 1958 hit for Larry Williams. I'm going to stop the video here. I hope you enjoyed the video, and more importantly, I want to wish everyone a good day, and tune in again soon for the Beatles Forever, the Beatles on this date. Thank you. Bye.